Welcome to Strategy with Sally. Hey there, everybody. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like that holidays just all of a sudden, whoop, where'd they come from? They sneak up on you and then you're left scrambling to throw together maybe a last-minute promotion. Have you ever felt that way or done that before? Well, what if I told you there's a way to actually plan out all your holiday campaigns for an entire year? Also, it's going to be stress-free because you've planned ahead and scheduled. So imagine never feeling that last-minute panic of, oh my goodness, I forgot Black Friday was around the corner, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be diving into today. Planning your holiday promotions for the entire year. And by the end of this session, you'll have a really clear strategy and some special tools that I've created for you to help you stay on top of every holiday, whether it be big or small. Are you excited? Well, hang on in as we kick off with our theme song. We'll wait for all the VIPs to come on into the VOZ and then we'll get stuck into the content. I'll see you back here in 3.5 minutes.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine,
Welcome everybody to Strategy with Sally. I'm Sally Sparks Cousins, yep. And I'm your go-to person for all things automation. And I just love to simplify strategies and of course, GSD. Guess you're done, baby. And I love to help you make your marketing life a whole lot easier. Who knew this girl who used to love to just play music and sit around and waste time really on the government's pension would eventually turn into running her own software company? Crazy. But I love marketing and sales because when you market, you're telling people, hey, I've got this really cool thing, come check it out. When you're selling, you're helping people because when they say yes to the sale, they're saying yes to themselves because they really, truly want help. And I love automating because when we automate stuff, we get back more time. We can always make more money. I mean, look around you right now. Is there many things that you can see and you're like, oh, I could sell that and make $20. Oh, there's $100 there. You can always make more money, but time is the hardest thing to make. And that's why I would say I fell in love with automation. And then eventually, now, in partnership with my amazing co-founder, Jackie, we've got OmniSam software that has been created to help business owners save time. Now, whether you're tuning in here live today or you're actually catching the replay, I'm really happy because today we're tackling a really big one today. Holiday promotions. Let me know in the chat, have you, regardless of whether you're on replay or live stream, have you ever sat down and planned out your marketing promotions for the holiday periods throughout the whole year? Come on. I see you all in here. Jenny's with the purple today. I'm loving that. And Bridget brings the smiles. I love it. Always wanted to, but no. Well, that's what today's all about, giving you the tools and the resources to know how to plan out these campaigns like a pro. Because I want to take away as much stress and overwhelm for you throughout the year so you can focus on way more better things, which is helping and serving your clients. So here's what you will expect today. First, number one, we'll start by looking at why holiday promotions are so important to your business and how you can make the most out of them. Then the second thing we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through how to actually map out your entire year of holidays and how we're going to turn those into campaigns. And then finally, I'm going to introduce you to a pretty cool little secret weapon that I've designed for you. It's called the Ultimate Holiday Marketing Planner. And by you joining us here and putting me in your ears or watching us, you're going to be really lucky to be able to get your hands onto this for free. It will be going into our online store. So lucky you for tuning in and hanging in for more information. So, of course, then we'll wrap up with one of our favorite things to do. What do we like to do around here on a strategy day? GSD. Yep. We're going to get some shit done right away. All right, let me have a drink because I can hear my mouth's really dry. My husband made the most amazing cold pasta last night, but it is making I think I'm still water, wash it down with a coffee. All right, we're getting there. Okay. So before we dive in the comments, let me know where you're joining us from. And, while you're here, also drop in, are you ready to finally take control and set up your holiday marketing? All right. So grab that coffee, get that notebook. Let's dive in and plan out your holiday promotions like a pro. And let's make all of these amazing holidays that are coming throughout the year, let's make them a profitable holiday. How does that sound? Yeah? Profitable. All right, let's start with our first discussion, which is why are holiday promotions such a big deal? Well, I mean, we all know they're important, right? But let's really unpack this. First off, holidays are more than just dates on the calendar. They're actually moments when people are actively looking to celebrate and spend and connect. So, when your audience is primed and ready to engage with your offers and your products and your services, this is the time that you want to start to bring value to their lives. But here's the kicker. If you're waiting until a few weeks before the holiday to start the actual planning, right, you're already behind. Right, I've said it before, but most of the magic happens months before the big day. You hear me say all the time, the work we do today affects our bank account in 3 to 6 months' time. So think about it. The bigger brands out there, they don't just roll out a Christmas campaign in December. They're already starting to hit their holiday cheer and their goals in October. So wouldn't that be good if you had already sorted that out way before December came around? So if you want to know what to do and you don't want to have, be at that point where, oh my God, it's just around the corner and I've forgotten again. I mean, you don't have to be like a mega corporation to really crush your holiday promotions. Whether you're running a small business or even if you're working full time and you're just starting out, planning ahead truly is a secret weapon to making sure you don't get those massive peaks and troughs. And also, a lot of people find that they procrastinate leading up to the holidays and then they start to get overwhelmed with what they're going to be doing. And then by the time it's a couple of weeks away, they're like, oh, well, next year. Who's been there before? I'm looking at lots of head bouncers in the VIP room. Yes. And that means missed opportunities, missed sales, missed connections, and missed chances for you and your business to grow. But the good news is it all ends today, because with this strategy and the right tools, you're going to be able to plan every holiday promotion like a pro. That's why you hang out with us here at OmniSam, right? So let's start with the basics. Grab that pen and paper. All right, we're going to start now together. First, I want you to think about the holidays that matter most to your audience. Start writing them down now. What are they? What are the big ones? There's Christmas here in Australia, and I know in Canada we have Boxing Day. You've got Valentine's Day, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and even some of the smaller niched celebrations. So Coffee Day, International Coffee Day, thank you. My husband and I, we totally love that. Or maybe for our dog trainers out there, National Pet Day or Dog Day. So even think of those smaller ones and then start to consider, secondly, what are your goals for that period? Are you looking to get more sales, so drive more sales, or maybe it's an opportunity to grow your email list, or maybe it's just to grow brand awareness. Inside of the health and wellness space, for example, you truly want to be jumping into those, New Year resolutions, right? So that's a niche specific one. Or if you're in business in New Year, that's around the corner, so close, is goals, setting your goals for the year. Right? So start to also not just think about the main bigger events, but what are the ones that are niche specific? And then when you align your campaigns with what your audience actually cares about, and then you tie them into your goals, that's when all the magic sparkle happens. Okay, so don't worry. I'm going to show you how to exactly map all of this out, and I do have a free planner for you. It's the ultimate holiday marketing planner. But for now, let's just keep rolling. I'm going to give that to you later so you don't get stuck in that for now. And then at the end of this, you can go and download it and work through it. But here's the first takeaway I really want you to think about. Holiday promotions are a must, right? But the real secret is planning them months in advance. Then you're actually setting the stage for consistency, for growth, for making sure that you never miss a chance to connect with your audience. So how's that for a win? You're already a little step closer. Yes? Awesome. All right. So let's now talk about our next thing, which is now we've talked about the why. Let's talk about the how. So how exactly are you going to plan out these holiday campaigns for an entire year? Don't worry, I've got you covered. We're going to break it down step by step. All right, so let's first talk about the how. How do we actually plan for a holiday for the entire year without feeling like you're juggling a million things? And it all starts with mapping, actually mapping out the year. So think about your calendar as your marketing GPS. If you don't know where you're going, you're just wasting your time. And probably you're going to miss out on so many golden opportunities along the way. So here's what we're going to do. Step 1. First, we're going to identify key holidays. So on your piece of paper now, I just want you to write every month of the year, January through to December. Now, don't worry about, if it looks beautiful right now. But right now, I just want you to map out January through to December. And now I want you to start putting in some major holidays that your audience would love. The big global ones are easy. So you've got, Christmas, December. You've got Australia Day, I believe is in January. Yes, because it's always around the tennis here in Australia, the Aussie Open. You've got Canada Day, or in America, you've got Thanksgiving, right, in the US. Then you've got things like Halloween. We may not celebrate like I really want to go to America one year and do Halloween. Like it's one of my, because I love dress ups, any excuse to dress up and, look crazy. But we still sort of celebrate it here in Australia. It's becoming more popular. And what about your niche celebrations? Coffee Day, like I mentioned, or maybe Pride Month, or Small Business Saturday, right? So what you're going to do is once you've written out your months, then you're going to start to group them by seasons or quarters. So I want you to start to block out either a season or a quarter. So it's always opposite. We're currently right in summer here. We're in the first month of summer, and in America, you're in the first month of winter. We love a sunny, actually yesterday was 44 degrees in my backyard. And for those in America, I'm going to Google that. It's hot. Let's have a look. Degrees to Celsius. Calculator. No, I want the other way around. It's not going to... No, wrong one. I'm sure there's a quicker way. I've probably just... Because I didn't spell the words right. Here we go. Maybe this one will have an easy to use calculator. Nope. I'm sure someone will Google it. 43 degrees. Hot. Bring on a summer Christmas. All right. So the reason... I digress. So the first one is start mapping out your months and putting down all the relevant ones. Second, group them into holiday seasons or by quarter. So what that does is it allows you to start to make the planning feel less overwhelming. And what you're going to do is focus on one quarter at a time. Like autumn for us is March to May, or in America, that would be spring, March to May. Or opposite, spring, September to November in Australia, and autumn in America. Then the third step, there we go, Sarah's looked it up for us, 44 is 111. Hot, damn hot. All right. Step number 3 is align each holiday with a goal. So what will that goal be that you want to do for that particular event? So the main options will be to drive more sales, to boost engagement, or to grow your email list. So for example, maybe Valentine's Day, your goal might be selling self-care bundles. And say for Halloween, maybe it's driving traffic to your website with a really fun competition. So you've got to really think of the goal. Otherwise, you're just posting, hoping something's going to stick, right? Because we do want to still be able to measure those results, really measure what matters. All right. So let's say you're running a fitness coaching business, and in January, you really want to capitalize on that whole New Year's resolution by offering a special challenge, maybe a fitness challenge. I see a lot of them right now, like wall Pilates or bed Pilates, couch Pilates. They're all my type of things. But in January, you can really capitalize on that whole New Year's resolution thing. And then in March, think about shifting to maybe, in America, it would be springtime, and you could do like a renewal and a detox program for the spring is sprung renewal, for example. Or maybe if you're in e-com and in July, you've got like back to school things. Or in November, maybe you're also thinking Black Friday, we're going to kick off a sales round. One that I've been planning out is the 12 days of Christmas, right? So after Christmas, we've got 12 days, and that's about giving and teaching a tool, trick, and tip a day. So it's boosting our goal for that is to truly get more people to try OmniSam with all the tips. So that's one goal. And then the second goal is to make sure that the people who are using OmniSam are learning more and learning all the different tools, but also choosing. OmniSam is huge. You don't need to use all the tools, right? It's like when I was teaching Photoshop, right? There's so many things you can do in Photoshop, but it doesn't mean you have to use every tool in the tool belt. But the beauty of this system about, thinking about how one season rolls into the next, is that you're always ahead of the game. And it will allow you to make tweaks and adjustments as you need it along the way, rather than feeling as though you're always catching up. So here's a bonus little tip for you as you're out there planning. Don't forget to give yourself breathing room. Okay, it's okay if not every holiday has a campaign. Okay, so just pick the ones that make the most sense to you and your audience. Because quality over quantity is the key here, guys. You really want good quality campaigns over trying to hit every single holiday. And while you're planning, also, keep an eye out on things that might be trending. So, if if you spot some kind of trend on TikTok or in Reels or Stories, is that a viral theme or a viral meme that we can kind of weave into your campaign? that also allows you to stay a little fresh and relevant as well. So the big takeaway here is your calendar is your best friend. I want you to map out the year and align your campaign with your goals. And then you are going to work way smarter, not harder. And speaking of smarter, not harder, let me tell you about our free ultimate holiday marketing planner. Now, you can use this to help pull all of everything we've spoken together about today in this little planning book that I've given you. So, you want to know where to go get it? That's probably what you're thinking next, right? Where do I go and get the thing, Sally? So, all right, let's get into the good stuff and how to use this marketing planner. So first off, where do you go get it? Let me show you where. So you will head to omnisam.com.au/holiday planner. That's omnisam.com.au/holiday planner. And this is going to help you take all of your ideas out of your head and then start to map out everything. Because let's be honest, a plan is only as good as your ability to actually execute it. And this planner, this is your secret weapon. This is the thing that's honestly going to help you turn it from an idea into a real actionable plan. And it'll help you stay organized, stay ahead of the schedules, and also way more stress-free as things come up. So first off, go and grab yourself a copy of the planner. And we're going to look at the yearly overview. This is where you're going to map out the bigger picture with every major holiday and season in the campaign, even the niche celebrations that really matter to your business. So think about the first section of this workbook as your big 30,000 foot overview of the year. Then inside it, we'll break it down into monthly templates. So let me just jump over and show you what the planner looks like. So here is the planner, and you're going to come in. There's a little note from Jackie and I in here, a bit of an overview of the planner, talking about why the planner is important. And then I've given you some ideas around summer campaigns, autumn campaigns that you can do for the seasons, and winter and spring. So you'll see, holiday gift bundles or just lots of ideas in here for you. Then we're really going to start to map out this yearly overview. We're going to think about what are the key holidays and events. Then we're going to align them with your goals. Then we're going to look at them on a seasonal view. And then also you've got to make sure things can change. So here's a cool thing about the planner. I've actually put some things in here for you for each month. So there's an example for Australia and New Zealand. I've also put together an example for the US and Canada. And also I've put together one for the UK. So these are what we call our Fab 5, right? Our main English-speaking countries. So as you can see in here, if we're just looking at, say, the US in July, we've got Independence Day and Canada Day, and the focus could be a patriotic theme or community events, right? So I've given you not only some suggested yearly ones, but also some of the campaign ideas. So you can use that, or you know what? Google's really great. So you will find then your yearly planning blank sheet for you to really write on. So this is where we're going to do just to get us kick-started, a 5-minute GSD. You're going to set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. And for those people that are here inside of the Elite program, we're going to do a working session after, okay? So we can all do this together inside of the VOZ, part of, being an elite. So if you're like me, you love a good checklist, and this is what this workbook is about, right? It's first looking and pulling everything together into a checklist, and then it's going to guide you through each of the steps to brainstorming once you've kind of got just the name of the holiday you want to do, then all the way through to execution. So nothing slips through the cracks. And not only that, today's episode is about the plan. Next episode that we'll be recording here for you is about the implementation. How do we actually set it up and automate it? So we're planning this week, and then in our next session, we will be actually executing and putting the campaign in place. So let's say you're planning out a spring campaign, for example. I want you to first think about the theme: fresh start, spring cleaning, outdoor fun. Then think about what are the offers or the discounts or things you can bundle together to sell, or maybe it's an event that you can run. We love to run live events, right? Next year, we're going to have so many different live events, not just online, but also in person. And we're doing a massive plan during our team retreat in the first week of January. We're actually be planning our entire promotion plan for the whole year. Right. So let's say you're looking at this planner and you're like, what am I going to write down? I want you to not get stuck in procrastination and thinking that you have to do all the things, okay? Because this planner isn't just a tool. It's actually a bit of a partner in crime. It's going to help you stay ahead so that there is no more last-minute missed opportunities. Instead, you're organized, you're confident, you're ready to rock every holiday. And guess what? If you're listening to this episode, it's free. It's actually going to be for sale on our website. So lucky you for tuning in. So head to omnisam.com.au/planner. And also, because we believe every entrepreneur, business owner out there, you deserve that extra support that we can give you. So if you've already grabbed your copy right now, awesome. If you haven't, make sure you go and grab that because it's over there. It's waiting for you. And then when you've got it, drop an emoji in the chat to let me know that you've got it and that you're ready to rock and roll. And then, as, we work through this roadmap, it's going to make your holiday planning so much easier. You're going to take action. You're going to start putting it into place, and we're going to GSD. Yes, we totally will. All right, my lovely friends out there, we're going to do a tiny bit of GSD here in the live as always. So this activity is all about taking what we've discussed today and putting it into action, because planning without action is going to do nothing. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to think about what are the first 3, we're just going to do 3. What are the first 3 holiday campaigns that you're going to start to plan? It's going to be simple, actionable, but incredibly effective. So open up your ultimate holiday marketing plan to the yearly overview. And on that right now, if you don't have it, look at the screen now. And if you're listening to the podcast, go to the YouTube channel because you can also see the screen. But here on the yearly planner, I want you to think about 3 holidays that make sense for you. So these might be major holidays like Valentine's Day, maybe the smaller niche ones, And I want you to write them in the planner or just even on a blank piece of paper if you're still waiting to download your own copy. When you're done, I want you to put in the chat what are the 3 holidays that you have chosen. So that's your first one. That's it. What are the 3 that you're going to start planning? You may not have to do everything, even in this year. Every year, think, I'm going to add an extra holiday to the promotional calendar so we don't make it stressful. But let's just start with 3. So I'm giving you now a few minutes, and please, in the chat, so I know you're with me, write down when you have the 3. And I am also going to give you some GSD music for 1 minute. Here we go. Music would be good. Where's the music button? Let's do this one.
I will not bow down. Keep putting me off, I'm not gonna change my mind. You're headstrong forward, but this time around I'm taking my time. Don't push me, I'm not coming down, I'm not giving up. Oh, don't rush me, I made up my mind, going straight to the top.
Alrighty. So get those tippy tap fingers out. Which 3 have you chosen? Let's not overthink it. There's plenty of you here in the room. And if you're on the live stream, type them in now. All right. So for each of these holidays, I have 3 questions I want you to ask. 1, do I want to increase sales for each of the holidays, or do I want to focus on growing my email list? Or do I want to nurture people who already know me to boost engagement on social media? So which ones will it be? I want you to write down 1 clear, actionable goal for each campaign. Will it be to increase sales, which is a sales campaign? Will it be to grow your email list, which will be a marketing campaign? Or is it to boost engagement on your social media, to nurture people who already know you? And this will be a nurture and educate, almost like a fulfillment campaign for who you're nurturing. So once you write down 1 clear, actionable goal, then I want you to now start. Have we done this? Show of head nods. Have you got your 3? Jenny's doing well. She's putting them in the chat. Give yourself a Merry Christmas. New year, find your new year. Life coaching career. I love that. And think a little bit further down the track, because these ones are very close at the time of this recording to where we currently are, right? So think of this as a really simple yet impactful way to celebrate each of the holidays with your audience. So here's a couple of other examples for you to consider. Maybe Valentine's Day, it's create a self-care bundle for your audience. So maybe that is like if you sell physical products, or if you're a coach, it could be, a self-care, love yourself, like little mini challenge, or a training, or an ebook. In Easter, right, offer a seasonal discount. You've got rebirth around Easter. In America, it's springtime. For us, we're heading into autumn and the leaves are falling off. And I keep bringing up International Coffee Day because it just reminds me to drink my coffee. Right? And you could host like a favorite giveaway, like be Oprah. Everybody gets a car. No, they don't. But enter and someone might win something. But I want you to keep it super manageable. Okay? This is about getting started, not perfection. This is not about building something completely new that you've never done. I'm hoping you've got something within your processes that you can already use. All right. And then the fourth part is once you've completed the first 3 steps, I want you to drop an emoji tick in the chat to let me know that you're making progress. So you've chosen your 3, right? You've written down your 3. You have set a goal of either increasing sales, growing your list, or boosting engagement. And then you're thinking of an idea or a theme around it. So let's see what our VIPs are coming up with. So raise your hand, come on up, and let's ask the VIPs. Let's go with Jenny. Jenny, come on up. I don't even know if I've set their scenes properly. No, I have not. Give me one moment. Jenny, just start speaking. It looks like it'll take over when you start speaking. There she is. So what have you come up with?
I was just in the midst of putting my hand up, and you picked me.
I love that you're in purple and it's the right shade of purple too. So cheers to you.
And my hair as well.
I saw that. I was going to ask you, was it your hair? Yay.
Yes, my hair's purpley as well.
Love it. All right, darling, what have you done? What are your 3 choices?
My 3 choices are give yourself a very Merry Christmas, so like giving themselves the present of my coaching. A new year, find your new you and life and coaching career, so help them sort out what direction they need to be taking.
Yep.
And then on Australia Day, rather than being Australia Day for me, it's my sister's birthday celebration, which is less controversial than Australia Day is these days.
I know. To be honest, I love that things are like my daughter and I were talking about recently, like what's the thing to country that they do, and then they do the smoke.
Oh, the Welcome to Country.
Welcome to Country. It's happening in, like, she goes to a lot of music concerts, and a lot of them are doing now Welcome to Country, and even the smoke ceremony thing on stage. I'm like, that's so great, because when you go to New Zealand, they really embrace their
they do
culture for the original landowners, and we're getting better. It could be better, but we're definitely, I'm looking forward to the day where it's celebrated as much as they do in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So what are your goals with these then? So are they to get sales, to grow your list, or to boost engagement?
Well, at the moment it's probably to get sales.
Yeah.
That's probably the priority with each of those. Once I've got a few sales, I might start worrying about raising the quality of the list that I have.
Yeah.
And is purple hair a requirement? Yes, it is. Yes, everyone who comes here must have purple hair.
Oh, we love it. Awesome. All right. So we've at least chosen 3. So that's a good start. And we're going to, continue to map this out. And, the next session we do will be more about, putting this into place. But Bridget, why don't you come up as well, since you're chatting away in the chat there. What have been your 3 choices? Just start talking. It should pop you up on screen.
Well, I have, I want to start in January with setting goals, and I'm finding how the mental preparedness part of getting to your goals and being healthy. So I want to weave that in and maybe start with like a tip a week and layer it, and then and then have it go through February, which will be love yourself and Valentine's Day for yourself ideas. And then March continues it. And then April is going to be summer setup because you're starting to think about beach. You're starting to think about, do you even have a body that's close to being putting a bathing suit on?
Yeah.
And then July will be like setting up through September so that the holidays don't catch you off guard when you hit the holidays after that. So I want to have that to be like a setup at time. And then the
Nice.
holidays will be rolling into the holidays and just enjoying the setup. So that's my idea.
Awesome. So yeah, you've started to think how one rolls into the next and you'll be able to link them all together. So what's your goal
So
here? What's your main
start
goal?
with, I have to grow my list. I have to get that going. And then I want to get the engagement going, and that can go hand in hand and kind of blend together as well as I go forward. And then I want to get the sales going, because supplements and including what you lack is also part of health as well.
Yeah.
So figuring out what you're not getting in your nutrition and how to find that out and how to do this ethically and what do you need for yourself. So
Awesome. So yeah, it's going to be a great thing to do. And if you've got something each week coming out, it's like a little mini challenge throughout the month, right, that you can be doing through January. So that's great. And I like how you've got to build that list because you can only squeeze so much from a current list, right? That
right.
only 2% of any list at any given time is ready to buy. So if you're not constantly growing that list so that you can, especially if you're in the coaching niche or the service-based niche, people need to get to know, like, and trust you before they make a buying decision. Usually it's not like, oh, there's some pretty shoes, I'll buy the shoes. I don't need to make friends with the shoes. I just like the shoes. And I'll tell you guys later when we go dark, but I found the best shoes last week. Oh, for someone who can't wear high heels, I still like pretty shoes. Anyway, I digress. Awesome. So yeah, I love that, Bridget, how you've really thought list, engage, sell. So you've got that life cycle. That doesn't mean we're not going for the sale when you start, but your main goal and focus is list growth. You can still make sales, but then you're measuring that list growth. So fabulous choices there. All right, so we've got a few more in, but what we're going to do is keep moving on because I want to wrap this up and then talk to you about what's coming next. So when you've done all of this, you will have a bit more of a plan. I'll just take you back over to the workbook and I'll show you what else is in the workbook. So once now you've mapped out your holiday and a little bit of a note to help the brainstorming idea, what I've created for you is a monthly planning template. So on this template, you're going to set what is the goal for the month, whether it's sales or email or boosting engagement. Then you're going to be planning, out your year. But when you are looking at each of the marketing campaigns, you're going to think about what will be the main focus, what are the key dates for the event, when will what is the promotional offer itself, what content you're going to start putting out there. So you might start mapping out like a daily short reel that you can record now and it's ready to go for February or March. Then you're going to look at the email campaign. So here I would just start writing down like subject lines of things that you can talk about. You don't need to write the whole email in here. You know your stuff, right? Just give yourself a subject line. And you can use Chloe, the copywriting wizard, to help you with this. Then you will start to decide what metrics you want to track. So will it be how many people click an email? Will it be how many people opt in, giving you their email address? Will it be sales revenue? So choose something to track. And then at the end of the campaign, you want to reflect on what you did, what went well, and what needs improvement. And this is what we call the optimize stage. right? So we're measuring results with the metrics, and then we're optimizing with those results. So next year, we try to get better results than we got the year before. By running the same campaign on repeat every year, you then start to get much better metrics and also be able to improve your results. So think about it. Imagine in 5 years' time, you've run the same Valentine's Day campaign with just tweaking it every Valentine's Day. How much better do you think that campaign will be in 5 years' time of running the same one? Now, if we digress and we just randomly run any campaign every February, how are we going to improve it if it's always a new campaign? Right? So we want you, we always say build, measure, optimize. You should be doing that for your business all the time. So I've given you some ideas in here as well. So things that you need to also remember. So reminding customer about when they abandon the checkout. Right. So here's some other examples I've given you in here. And then the blank document. So you would probably print out 3 of these for the 3 ones that we just spoke about. Now, there are also some overviews in here about, how to use the next lot of the worksheet. So this is really where we're now starting to get more granular with what we're going to be doing. So here's an example that I've given you around that Valentine's Day one that we just spoke about. So the holiday or the event name and what is the date? What is the theme or the main focus that you will be building around it? Then, of course, the goals that you have for your campaign. So, for example, I've given you here, the theme could be celebrating self-love or maybe a meaningful gift. And the goal could be increasing your online sales by 20% or growing your subscribers by 10%. Then what is the promotional offer itself? So, for example, maybe it's free delivery on a Valentine's Day bundle, or, buy a coaching session, get one free to reconnect with yourself. And then you want to start planning your content. So what social media platforms are you going to be posting on? So whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, some ideas of things that you will put on the posts. Then you need to think about marketing emails. What are some subject lines that you can have to then build upon for your email campaigns that are going out? So what's the subject line and what's the key message inside the email? And then think beyond just social media and email marketing. Is there other things that you can use to help support this campaign, such as blog posts, ebooks, videos that you've recorded that link to the theme? So any other content that can also help support that promotion. Then we've got to start thinking about budget. How much do you want to spend on marketing? Right? Maybe you don't want to do the design work and you want to outsource the graphics. How much budget do you have to do that? You want to outsource the copywriting. And then how much are you going to actually spend on the ads itself? Right? As a real business owner, we always need to be looking at the money and deciding on our budget. Then writing down your metrics. So the ones that you really want to track, whether it's revenue, your open rate on your emails, or your engagement on your social posts. And then finally, you will, at the end of the campaign, you will be answering 3 major questions. What worked well? What can be improved? And what's lessons you've learnt that you can do next time that you did not include? All right. So, what worked well, what needs improving, and what lessons have you learnt that you can use in your next campaign that probably wasn't even in there? All right. So, again, I've given you a worksheet for this as well. So, exactly with that example, you'll see the worksheet here to help you map that out. And there's 2 sheets for that. And for both or 3 campaigns, you'll need to print those sheets out 3 times. Or if you just want to put it into a Google Doc, up to you. Then towards the end of the workbook, there's some information on how to do reflections and to track your performance. And there's also a reflections worksheet here for you as well. Right? Because it's no good if you do not look back and review and improve, right? Constantly be iterating. And then I've sort of given you some examples here of some of the things that you will use to, fill in on the sheet. But this is a big one right here in the middle. Be honest with yourself, right? What could you have done better? It's a tool to improve. But also, please take a moment to celebrate your wins. That is really important. And if you're part of our community, shout it out inside the community so we can celebrate with you. And as you're building this out, start thinking about creating an SOP or a checklist. I know as our business is growing, it is a huge part of what I wish I had done better when I started this business, right? When I started building a team, I wish I had spent more time creating better processes. All right. Yes. And Jenny has shared the link there for everybody. All right. So I've thrown in additional tips and resources like some hashtag ideas and, how to look for Mira and Chloe, and also use Canva. And if you're still learning how to use Canva, I recommend that you get the Canva Made Easy course. That will also help you. And while you're completing each of the sections, you can use any of our AI bots, Mira or Chloe. We've got more in development, but currently we've got Mira. Here she is. Isn't she beautiful? Mira is the social media wizard who will be able to help you with your social media content. She specifically has been designed to know how to write for social media with a good hook and, call to action. And you can ask her lots of questions about social media. And Chloe has been specifically designed for copywriting on websites, funnels, and emails, right? So more longer form copywriting. So here inside the workbook, you'll see what we've just done. Number 1, the brainstorming, finding those 3 themes and brainstorming out promotional ideas. The second activity is about analyzing the data. And then the third one is putting together your plan, right? And I've also provided you with a monthly planner so you can start to map out. In there on a Monday, I'm going to put up this post. On a Tuesday, I'm going to do this. So you can print out multiple copies of this for each of and I put 3 in there to make it easier to print. And then finally, your reflections worksheet. So it's a pretty decent book, right? It's not a bad little freebie there for you. So yay to you for tuning in and listening because it's free for you. But it will be going along with a training video into our online store. So lucky you for listening in right now. All right, guys. So that is all about the planning. So let's just, do a little recap of everything we've covered today to make sure that you're really walking away with clear steps to use this holiday planner and taking it to the next level. So the first thing we spoke about was why holiday promotions really matter. Holidays are that golden opportunity for you to connect with your audience, to boost your engagement, and also to drive sales. But the key here is starting early, right? So that you can maximize your results and you're not left in the last few weeks scrambling to put things together. So I know a lot of you at this time of the year are thinking Christmas and New Year, but I say maybe just think a little further down the track, right? So that you've got time to, one, have a break during the holiday period and be planning for the future as well. The second thing we covered is how to plan for the whole year. So map out your year. Focus on holidays that matter to your audience. And then break down that into manageable goals and little steps so you can stay ahead of the game. And the third thing is use your holiday marketing planner, because this tool really will give you all the things you need to stay organized, to track your progress, and to execute those campaigns. So, look, I just want you to remember, success doesn't just happen by chance. It actually happens by design. And the more you plan, the more confident and prepared and successful you'll feel. You're already taking steps because you're still here, you're still listening, you've shown up today. That's a huge win for you. But here's what's next. I want you to take what we've done today, these action tasks, and I want you to complete mapping out your first 3 holiday campaigns. So get that holiday planner, right? So head to omnisam.com.au/holiday planner if you haven't already got it. And most importantly, keep showing up for yourself and for your business, because you're building something amazing, something that you really want to do. And I know it's because you want to help people. So don't forget, our next session, we're going to take all of this to the next level and we'll be diving into automating your holiday campaigns. So if you love today, you won't want to miss our next session, where we'll take you through everything that you've planned out and show you how to set it on autopilot. So thanks everyone for joining us today on Strategy with Sally. And honestly, guys, you have this. You've got it. And I can't wait to see the incredible campaigns that you create. All right, now before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. I always say the best way to learn is by sharing. And I'd love to know, what's your biggest takeaway from today's session? Now, whether you're listening to this on the podcast or you are, watching this on YouTube, comment below for me right now. Take a second to reflect. What is your biggest takeaway from today? And I'm going to bring a few of you up here now to share. So who's going to come up and share your biggest takeaway from today? Joanne, come on up. Let me make sure you're on screen. Yes, you are. Joanne, hello. Just start talking. You'll take over the screen.
Hey.
Hey, Joanne.
Yes, I'm not muted. 2 things, actually. I really liked the email, engage your email, your engagement, or I can't remember what the other one is. Sales. That's it. Sales. I like setting that intention for each one. And I also, when I came in, I'm thinking, okay, I don't have a whole lot of holidays per se that speak to my niche. But as I'm listening to you, it's like I'm finding new ideas on how I can do that. So they were my 2 big things today.
Awesome. That's great.
And I love the workbook.
Oh, thank
you.
You
did an amazing job on that, Sally. Excellent.
Thank you so much. Yes. Well, I sat up really late last week thinking I was going to deliver this last week, and then I didn't. So I'm very happy with it too. It's taken 3 different workbooks I had, and I've recreated it, as you do, always be iterating into this one. So I'm so glad you like that, Joanne. All right, next up, we've got Meg. Come on up, Meg. If you can, turn your camera on or unmute and start talking. She's looking for the button, I hope. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Meg to find the button.
Oh, there we go.
There she is.
Hey, I got it.
Hey. All right. Let me just make sure I hit here.
So sorry. I showed up late. I was like, oh my goodness, it's at 6 o'clock. And then it's like, oh crap. This is the second time I've done this. Anyway.
What was your
you know,
biggest
so I only
takeaway from
showed up
what
at the
you
sec-
actually saw?
Plan early. Oh my gosh. A lot of my business with the bakery is pounding the ground. And I turn around and I started late for Christmas. And I have really reaped the repercussions of that. I do have some orders, but I don't have as many as I could have.
Excellent. Moving forward, you're going to start running the same campaigns on repeat year over year. But let's just start with the first three, right? And once they're done, find time to add an extra one or two, right? But let's just get the first three done well. And if you plan it well and execute it well, it's going to make every other year easier. It's like those people who've come to me to learn how to do like challenges, which, you know, we don't really, like we help our internal people learn that process, but it's, the first one's always messy. We always call it the messy launch, right? The first time you run it, because stuff's going to break and you're going to forget things, and then you're just always iterating and improving. So I'm looking forward to hearing results this time next year when you're rerunning campaigns. You know, that's really a testament to those who then continue this process year upon year. So
I was just talking to Joanne the other day, and she asked me, she's like, when are you going to do your course? And I'm like, that is planned for January, because January, well, now that I've listened to this, I'm like, oh crap, you know. And I was just talking to a friend of mine. I'm not going to take up too much time. I was talking to a friend of mine who's really good in marketing as well. And she's helping me go through all of the months to help kind of plan out a campaign, you know, but I can focus on the first three.
That's it.
And now I forgot where I was going with that. Never mind.
No, that's okay. So yeah, use the workbook. It's going to help you not forget the certain things. And then you'll be able to also know exactly what you're tracking and measuring moving forward. And you'll have a checklist of all the assets you've got to create for the promotion. So once you've got the idea, then you've got to think of the assets. What's going onto social? What's going into email? And is there any other additional resources that I can also use to help throughout that campaign? So map it out, guys. And all of the elites, if you fill in the workbook and you want to share it in the community, not only will it help you maybe get some feedback, suggestions, and ideas, you know, because we all work better together than we do alone, but it might also help inspire other people that you saw something that they didn't even think of. So feel free to share what you plan out in your workbook in the community and get feedback as well. You know, it's really nice to lean on to the power of the community. And you never know who might be watching thinking, oh, I need that thing too. Bridget, come on up and share with us, what's your key takeaway from today?
So for me, I was just about to start doing my post for January, and I like the fact that I can now direct Mira better and say, hey, Mira, as part of my plan for healthier living for women over 60, can we incorporate a campaign that says, hey, let's set our goals in January and set the year up right? And I can give Mira better direction. Yes. And that'll also give my post more intention going forward. So I love that idea.
So, and if you remember from the challenge when we learnt Mira, that there are 3 different types of posts for evergreen: educational, motivational, and
inspirational.
Inspirational, thank you so much. So education teaches, motivation makes them do something, inspiration inspires. Then the final one is promotional, and they're the ones that are linked to whatever campaign you're running that month. So that's where Mira, you let it, because she knows about your educational, inspirational, motivational, and then tell her, and we're running this promotion in this month, and this is my idea, and she can help pump out content ideas, image ideas, and all the things for the promotional, and then jump over to Chloe, and she'll help you with your lead funnel, right? So if you've got a lead magnet, and you've all got the templates. List Growth Made Easy, I have re-recorded, FYI. I have re-recorded and I've cleaned up Chloe, and I've cleaned up her sheet as well. And I think I've only got the email section left to edit for the video, but we will be granting the List Growth Made Easy workshop, a GSD workshop, this week as a course to everybody who had registered for List Growth Made Easy. It's a much cleaner, simpler, click by click, copy and paste GSD. It took me 3 attempts to get it really good. The first one was if anyone remembers the first GSD for List Growth, it was like, oh shit, I cannot give this to anybody. Second one was pretty good, but there was still a few other things like simplifying Chloe so that the prompts are now just copy and paste prompts, not, you having to remember what I typed. And those who do get the List Growth Made Easy GSD course, I would love feedback on it. If you see a mistake or I've missed something, please let me know so we can improve it. So please keep your eye out in your inbox for List Growth Made Easy hitting your email, and it'll show up in members.omnisam.com.au as soon as I get that granted for you. So Bridget, what you were saying for your biggest takeaway from today, now what is it that is your biggest takeaway, and what's something different you're going to do now moving forward?
Well, one, have a January promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just looking at the year, being more business-like, knowing that if I start something that makes sense, that it repeats every year, so my audience will expect it and look forward to it. So that also helps. So a lot of good nuggets.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. It's always inspiring to hear, what you've taken out of our sessions, and then watching you take those ideas and putting them into action. And for those of you watching who didn't jump in today, I still want to hear from you. I want to hear, what is your key takeaway? So please drop it in the comments. And if you're on the podcast, leave us a review. That would be really awesome. I need to start shouting out reviews on the podcast too. I might add that to my show flow for next time. But remember, this magic that we've been through, right? All the stuff that I've given you, it's just an idea. You need to take action to actually make it work. You've got everything that, we use and I've used and, my brain out in that workbook for you so that you can start the planning, but then you've got to take action to make it happen. So my beautiful friends out there, it's time to bring it all together. Take those steps. Simplify everything. Download the Ultimate Holiday Marketing Planner at omnisam.com.au/holiday planner. Map out your 3 holiday campaigns and commit to taking action. And then come back for our next session where we're going to be talking about automating your holiday campaigns. And it's going to be awesome. So thanks so much for joining me, everyone, and for showing up for yourself, really, and for being part of this amazing community that we're building here of, like-minded founders in this amazing community. And as always, remember, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Oh, and I forgot to mention something. Okay, so this is one, it's a Ma, this is for you, the podcast, wonderful podcast lady who manages my podcast. We have worked on and planned the GSD workshop for 2025 in January. The GSD workshop for January is the Vision Traction Organization Planning. It's a 3-day, full day online GSD workshop. On day 1, you're going to be mapping out your larger vision for your business. This includes your I should have written more notes. I know this off the top of my head. I do. You'll be mapping out your core focus, also your values, right? Because our values drive everything. So we're looking at the larger vision and the 10-year vision of where you want to be. Then on day 2, we're going to be getting more into sort of traction and marketing. So that's where we start to look at what makes you unique compared to other businesses. What is your guarantees that you're going to be putting there? What is your marketing strategy? All of that is on day number 2. And then on day number 3, we're going to get into the real traction stuff, which is numbers. What's our yearly targets and our yearly goals? What is your plan for the next quarter? So we go from our yearly to our quarterly. Then you're going to start thinking about what are the numbers, and not many, 3 to 7 numbers at the most, that I'm going to track that are really important for the quarter. And then that will help you choose what activities you do every week that help the numbers that you've chosen to track for the quarter. So this is a big 3-day event. I don't know if I've got any previous VTO attendees in the room, but you will walk away with a clearer vision of your business. And you end up putting it on a 2-page document. I have mine inside a door in my cupboard that I go to all the time, and I look at it regularly. And I've also got one in the house that I stare at regularly. And then the dates are, let me just get up my little calendar. I can't, so here's the deal, guys. The funnel's not done. The funnel will hopefully be live by the end of today. I did want it live today before this, but shit happens. So I'm just telling you about it now. So keep an eye out. You will be going to omnisam.com.au/VTO. So Vision Traction Organizer. And that will give you, I'm just looking at the dates now because I've got people pinging what are the dates. It's the last week in January. It will be Wednesday in Australia. So overseas, you're a day behind. In Australia, it will be the 29th, 30th, and 31st of January. So block those out. I believe we chose just team. Do you know what's the start time? Because I'm in the wrong calendar. Did we say 7 or 8 o'clock was going to be the start time?
7 to 3, Sally.
7 till 3. Thank you, Sarah. So it'll be 7 a.m. Melbourne time to 3 p.m. And I can give you a couple of the time zones from my little time zone creator here. Where are we? So 7 o'clock in the AMs. Is midday in Pacific, Mountain 1, Central 2, and Eastern 3. And then 3 p.m. is Pacific 8, Mountain 9, Central 10, Eastern 11. So our team are starting 2 hours early to accommodate our overseas people. Oh, no, I've lost my Zoom. However, one moment, please. I've just got to bring my people back on screen. I didn't want my team to have to start at 6 a.m. to get even earlier. So we've done our best to accommodate all countries. To be honest, if I have to attend something in America, I've always got to start at 1 a.m. in the morning. So, you've got it easy compared to being an Aussie. So block that out in your calendar. Now, there is an investment to join the 3-day event, but all of our elites, you get a free upgrade to the VIP option. So you won't have to pay for the upgrade to the VIP option. We will be giving you a code to put in so that you get the VIP for free. Some of the things that the VIPs will be getting, well, the replay, of course, you'll get the replay. There'll be some private networking events for the VIPs. You will also get a personalized one-on-one session to review your final VTO, and you need to claim that within 30 days at the end of the event it'll be me reviewing your VTO. Also, during the live event, VIPs will get priority during Q&A time. So if you're a VIP and we're doing a working session where, like, I'm going to do the math for you, you can raise your hand and you'll get priority choice to be some of the ones that we work with as an example, showing other people. Plus, in 90 days, as a VIP, we'll be doing another session in 90 days to review your results from the first quarter, right, to help get you into the flow. And yeah, there'll be other bonus VIP sessions. Now, here's another cool thing for everybody who does join us. There's going to be swag. So if you've been to previous events, you know, we like to send out a few special things to these 3-day events. So everybody who does register, even general admission, you will be getting swag in the mail that I know will give you the exact what they are. I'm still halfway through designing them, but I know there'll be something with GSD on it. Just saying, maybe a hat. I was thinking last year it was the Sparkle Live hat, and I saw a few people showing them off to me. It was part of the first Sparkle Live event. So by the end of today, I hope that checkout funnel is ready for you guys to register. So you will go to omnisam.com.au/VTO. Now, I probably should also make an ad for this for Ma, but I think I'm just going to do a VO later. Sorry, Ma. If you can pull anything out of that and use it and edit it together, that would be awesome. But I was looking for the page so that I could give the exact VTO stuff, but it's not. I have to go in through the back end. That's okay. Messy as always. The chef that doesn't cook at home. That's what I feel half the time. Always in building for others and never seem to finish my own stuff. All right, hang on in. Elites, we're going to continue working with you right through till midday. Our entire team is here to support you, so please stay in the room. If you're an elite, come on in. Even though we are on the official VOZ break, we're still in the VOZ. I mean, we're here right now. And every Tuesday, we still come in for the team. I see people raising their hands. Is this for when we go dark? Just double checking.
Not sure. Meg said she had a question and she thought it might be beneficial to people in the US. And I didn't know if you saw that question.
Oh, I did
And I
not.
don't know if she wants to wait until dark. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Oh, well, I haven't seen the question because you know me in chat. Where is it?
No, I didn't ask it, Sally.
Ask
Here
away.
Here in the US, TikTok's getting banned.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of removes like the biggest platform for us to use for social media. Is there any maybe recourse that you could suggest us using, like other social medias, anything like that?
So don't put all your eggs in one basket. I will do a whole episode on this because we lost Facebook. And that's where all my eggs sit. Who knew? You hear the stories all the time, but who knew? So choose another platform where your audience mostly hangs out and you also enjoy. For me, I want to go more into YouTube, even though I know Facebook like the back of my hand. I know how to use it, how to leverage it correctly. You know, I've played in the other platforms, but I'm going to use YouTube. Being a local business, Meg, you know, Google and YouTube would serve you well because especially if you're, you know, a local business, you should definitely be setting up your Google My Business account if you haven't done that already, so that you're searchable. Local businesses, definitely Google would be the way to go.
Okay, thank you.
For the larger audiences, so for online courses and things like that, I think you need to think about where your audience likes to hang out, and you do, whether it's Facebook, Facebook tends to be, the over 40s plus. Not that the youngers don't, because my daughter only does because she's forced to, because the people that run where she works makes them have Messenger. But, I think we should all at least, and especially with the help of Omni, Sam, you can be scheduling on all platforms. Even if you do not know it like the back of your hand, better to put something up than nothing.
Okay.
And then just start watching your engagement. You'll start noticing with that regular post every day, engagement grows, but it's the same, like I always say, the work we do today affects in 3 to 6 months' time. The same is said when you're, posting on social media. You're not going to start seeing results in the first week, right? It's over time, and then measuring and optimizing what worked well and all of that. So, I know TikTok's going away, but, you're just going to have to choose something else. I mean, think about MySpace, right? There were people that built million-dollar businesses on MySpace, and then it just went away, and they had no backup plan. Your backup should always be emails, always, because you own them, and no one can take them from you. Awesome. All right. I will go now. Never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day. And thank you for tuning in to Strategy with Sally. I'll see you in the next one.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares?